back, everybody. Dave Barlow here with Sell for 1% Realtors, along with Jamie and Steve. And we're going to get right into our term of the week. Have you seen the graphic?
Love it. I love it.
It's all good stuff.
Thanks, Jesse Ray. You're making me look good.
Well, take a lot more than that, buddy. So what is our term of the week?
Well, I was recently talking with a client of mine, and she lives in a house already, and and what she has done is she is renting this property, and she was telling me about what she owed on it and what her payment was going to be, and that she had gone to her lender, and the lender, and again, I was not privy to this conversation, was talking to her about getting a loan. And the question that I asked her was, well, what was the lender going to charge you in order to get the loan? And I got that deer in the headlight look, like, what are you talking about? Well, yes, exactly. And lenders do not work for free. When you call a loan officer at your bank, at your mortgage company, wherever you decide to go to get a loan, a lender makes money by charging closing costs on your loan. And a lender can do that one of two ways. Lenders can increase the interest rate. So in other words, if a lender is at 6.5% and they charge you 7.5%, they are making money on that 1% cushion. Or most lenders, to be competitive with interest rates, will charge you closing costs on the back end. And closing costs are usually 2.5 to 3.5% of a loan amount. And one of the numbers that I see a lot of when I am doing a loan with banks that I use, and Jamie, you can talk a little bit about this as well, is somewhere in the neighborhood of $3,500. And that is tucked into appraisal fees. It's tucked into loan origination fees. They call it a lot of different things. But at the end of the day, as a buyer, you are going to pay your lender somewhere in the neighborhood of $3,500, $3,700 in addition to your loan amount in order to get your loan together. Now, we at here at 1% know this. And a lot of times when there is a offer going out, Jamie and I, as buyer's agents, will ask the seller to pay that $3,500 for you. Now, depending on how popular is the house you're trying to buy, we may not include that $3,500, but you need to be aware then if we can't get the seller to pay that for you, that is going to become a part of the money that you're going to need in order to close the house. Jamie, what's your experience with closing costs?
It is surprising how much it differs lender to lender. So that's definitely a conversation that, we can have for you. I always like when you have that conversation. It's better to do it that way than to play telephone. But the lenders we use have competitive closing costs. But I have seen lenders that, buyers want to use because it might be a family friend, might be, if I want to give them the business, they called me first, whatever it may be, where all of a sudden those closing costs are $8,000, $9,000, $10,000, and it's like, well, you're paying this fee and that fee, and I've never seen this fee before. And so always good to have a realtor on your side that kind of knows what to look for, knows what to ask for. And like I said, it's surprising how much it can vary.
And I see the same thing. I see the same thing. You know, I deal mostly on the listing side, but I do get to see the closing, the HUD settlement statement, and I run through the seller side, just make sure everything's kosher. But I do take a quick glance at the buyer side, and it is pretty amazing, like you said, James, of the differences. You would think it's all kind of standard. And one thing that you guys didn't mention here, that the new federal law is that when you basically make application for your loan, they have to give you a closing disclosure up front showing all those fees that then you are supposed to shop to see how other lenders are charging, and then you make a determination of what is best. So one of the things that we can do for you when you get that closing disclosure up front is take a look at that and tell you that, yeah, these are in line, or no, these seem to be a little out of line. You might want to talk to another lender.
I think that's a great point, Dave. You need to know what you're looking at when you get that closing disclosure. And if you don't do this every day, chances are you're probably not going to understand. Where if you use one of us, you use a licensed, reputable lender that can help you understand what that closing disclosure says, you're going to be and save money ahead.
Well, just real quick, we have, you know, friends and, you know, we have business associates who are lenders, but they know what you're looking for. And primarily what you're looking for is what's the interest rate and what's my payment. And so it's kind of like for lack of a better term, a used car salesman. You know, they're not selling you that you're buying a $30,000 car. They're selling you that you can buy this car for $450 a month. And they don't tell you on the back side that you're paying that $450 for 10-year loan in order to get you in the car. Same thing with lenders. They're not necessarily telling you, you know, what everything they have to show it on the CD, but it's a federal form and it's very complicated. They know you're looking for interest rate, and they know that you're looking for payment. And so I got a 6.3875 interest rate. Yeah, but you paid $10,000 in closing costs. Would you be better off to get a 6.5% interest rate and only pay $3,500 in closing costs? And so those are the things that you have to kind of look at and understand what you're looking at. And as Steve and Jamie mentioned, that's what we can help you with. So that's a good term of the week, SB. Thanks.
Well, I hope it helps. Thanks, people. I appreciate it.